The cream of the crop!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Pierre Poilievre, I don't know what happened to him over the weekend, but he found his spark again. In fact, I've always said that, you know, when the politicians screw up, it's time to call them out. It's time to ask for accountability. It's time for a lot of things. However, when they do good, when they're doing their job. In fact, this is the one thing I was talking about on Friday night's live stream is when are we going to start getting some opposition, some representation? As I said, I reached out to Pierre's people and asked the same question. Now, I'm not claiming that what happened today was a result of that because these press conferences are booked far in advance, folks. So please don't think I'm taking any kind of pat on the back here. But it's good to see that we're getting it. It's good to see that it's starting to come out. Pierre is saying the quiet part out loud. Finally, my biggest question is, where was this 6 months ago? I'll take it, though. I'll take it for what it's worth. But we do have to talk about a lot of things because Pierre is bringing up, of course, taxation, the cost of living, how we're giving money to other countries. I'm going to get into all of that. But first, a little bit of a concern because as people can't afford things, as people in this country, thanks to Mark Carney's lack of leadership, can't afford their homes. They can't afford their bills. They can't afford food. They can't put gas in their car to even get to their jobs while Mark Carney's talking about banning gas-powered vehicles. A lot of people misrepresented what I said yesterday because we do have new viewers join the channel, especially in America where we covered Donald Trump and Comey. And I said, wouldn't it be nice if we could get a leader one of these days? And they thought I was attacking Donald Trump. In fact, I was attacking Mark Carney because a lot of people don't know I'm actually in Canada. So I made sure to sport my Oilers jersey for preseason today. But Donald Trump making a shocking announcement that has me questioning now what's going to happen to the film industry in Canada before we get into Pierre. Because when you talk about taxes, Mark Nixon tweeting out, breaking, Canada's world-class film industry is about to implode. Donald Trump just slapped a 100% tariff on all movies made outside of the USA. Hollywood North, maybe like Hollywood Gone. This is why we need 51st state. This is why Alberta needs to go. And I don't blame Donald Trump for wanting more for Americans. Like, you think back into the pre or post World War II era of Made in America, Build American, Buy American. There is nothing wrong with wanting your identity and your heritage in your country. There's nothing wrong with saying, look, we can do it better. I'm fully in support of this. In fact, I'll say something later that backs that up. But of course, let's do the Donald. I know some people think I'm mocking Donald Trump when I do this. I love the Donald, let's be honest. I think he's wonderful. I know some people smile when we do the Donald voice. They think it's wonderful. For anybody who doesn't like it, I tell them, go get a lollipop, maybe feel better. Donald Trump says, our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California, with its weak and incompetent governor, Gavin Newsom, has been particularly hit hard. Therefore, in order to solve the long-time, never-ending problem, I'll be imposing a 100% tariff on any and all movies that are made outside of the United States. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Make America great again, folks. President Donald J. Trump. I think he's awesome. What's this going to do for a lot of movies that are filmed on location in places like Vancouver? I know Vancouver has a massive film industry. Alberta does a lot of filming as well. If you ever watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think it was called, the long-awaited, I guess technically third movie, that was all filmed in Alberta. They used a film studio in Calgary. Again, Alberta's got to get out. They got to get away from this stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to all of those jobs. One of the things Pierre Poilievre talked about, and let's get into Pierre, because he's finally agreeing that things need to change in Canada. And people say, well, he's mentioned this before. He has, but not like this. I'm so happy to see this. I almost did a backflip when I saw the pleb tweet this out. Pierre tells Mark Carney to stop sending foreign aid to other countries because charity starts at home. This is one of the biggest things I've brought up for ages, is that you can't keep sending billions to Ukraine. You can't keep sending hundreds of millions. You gender rice around the world, fighting crime in Haiti while you're not fighting crime at home. It's all money being laundered out so that the government can justify their radical spending. And Pierre's finally saying, hey, no more, no mas. You got to look after your problems at home. This is one of the things I've been saying on this channel for ages. Fix your home before you start giving money out. He says, stop the flooding of Canada with fake refugees. Stop funding the asylum seeker hotels. I mean, even the pleb says it. Holy shit, Pierre Poilievre got his aura back. Thank God. I am so happy to see this. And just for anybody who, I mean, look, I came in and said Pierre reported for hate speech. He's going to be a part of this hate speech bill that's coming through. He's going to get totally not. Pierre's going to get silenced. They'll take his internet away for hate speech. Let's listen to what Pierre has to say.
And people can enjoy for 3 or 4 more days before it spoils. And of course, get rid of the inflation tax. We're calling for Mark Carney to reverse his new spending increases, cap spending, cut bureaucracy, consultants, foreign aid. We can't give money abroad when we're not feeding our own people at home. Charity starts at home. Cut foreign aid. Put the money into our country. Instead, let's cut back on the handouts to phony asylum claimants. Stop paying for hotels for fake refugees. Get rid of the corporate welfare handouts to Mark Carney's insiders and friends. Let's bring down the deficit so that we don't have to print money anymore. Get rid of the inflation tax so that people's purchasing power lasts longer. These are
unbelievable. Yes. Yes. This is what we've been saying. And you've got the left losing their minds on social media saying, Pierre used a food bank as his backdrop. He's a cruel human being. He's terrible. I think it's awesome. I can't believe that this is what finally, this is what I mean about opposition. We need opposition. We need somebody to start saying, hey, you can't do this anymore. You can't. Now, I'm all for countries that bring in outside help, we'll say, migration, for skilled workers that are bringing something to the table when there's a lack of jobs being filled, when there's houses to house them, when they're going to attribute to our tax system. I've never once said that Canada needs to boot out anybody with different priorities. But it's funny how, the minute this gets brought up, people bring up things like racism. You're a racist if you don't want to just open your doors and let everybody in. Absolutely not. I just don't want people in the country that are here to cause trouble, that aren't going to pay into our tax system, that aren't going to contribute or bring any benefit to the country. The people who are committing crimes, the people who are laying around on a welfare state, the people who come here merely to reap the benefits. Certain migrants, especially that they say statistically Indian migrants, are getting $80-something thousand a year in government checks just to sit in our country, while Pierre says, again, there's people they can't get groceries. They have no purchasing power. That's a huge problem. I went as far as to ask Google, just to make sure I can't get slapped with any kind of misinformation. We asked Google folks that are very watered down. I said, how many immigrants came to Canada in 2025 seeking asylum? Now, this is so far. For 2025, data shows that there were 7,335 asylum claimants processed between January 1st and the end of June, according to Canada.ca. There were also 55,093 claims referred to the Refugee Protection Division. So this is where they start to scale it out. And that was by June 30th, and a total of 134,364 asylum claims received by Canada's Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada up to July 31st, reports the Immigration and Refugee Board and the National Post. So these are the statistics that are out there. I'm willing to bet this number is larger, but keep in mind, this is 134,000, roughly 140 when you add in the other numbers. 100 or more than that. We're at 200,000. Sorry, because the 55,000 claims. We're at roughly 200,000 6 months into the year. So it's safe to bet in or around 500,000 people in a year are coming to Canada seeking asylum. And this is just asylum. This isn't immigration. This isn't the people that we bring over willingly. Like, they're talking about bringing in Gazans right now. They're talking about bringing people from Ukraine. They're talking about, this is asylum claimants. So 500,000 people coming into this country, as Donald Trump says, illegally. They need to come through a big, beautiful door, and they're going to do it legally. Had to throw that in, folks. This is the problem in our country, because these people that are coming in, these ones, and many others, are coming here to reap the benefits of Canada's welfare system. They're coming here to make sure that you can't afford a home. You can't get a job. Temporary foreign workers have seized all of our jobs. There are no jobs. I know people that are struggling just to get a basic part-time job right now. Our youth can't get jobs. They're living in parents' basements. So no racism here, folks. This is just statistics. It's fact. We don't have any purchasing power because, well, homes are through the roof. We're printing money to give to these welfare state recipients, and it's lowering our purchase power because, as you all know, when you print money, it chases fewer dollars chasing fewer goods. It's all tied together. It's basic economics. There's about 10 million people in this country right now that need to go. Persona non grata, you're out of the country. Things got to get back to normal in Canada. So this is why guys like Donald Trump are slapping tariffs against other countries. They're saying, look, we don't want anything to do with these countries anymore. America first. Why can't we be Canada first? Why can't Canada... Mark Carney keeps preaching Canada strong. Why can't we be Canada strong? The problem at the end of the day, folks, is that we have an incompetent government that is actively seeking ways to bankrupt the country, just like Mark Carney did in Britain. And it's nice to see Pierre Poilievre coming out, finally, not pulling any punches, finally saying what it is. Stop giving money to other countries. Stop giving money away that should be going to Canadians. Stop paying for hotel rooms for asylum seekers. For anybody watching outside of the country, Canada has been putting up these asylum seekers. So people who come from New York, who come from other states over the Roxham Road crossing or any others into Canada that claim asylum, they're told you'll be arrested as soon as you cross the border. They're technically processed, but they're put in a hotel room. And they're given a couple $100s a day for food costs. They're given a free hotel room. They're given all these benefits while they wait for a court date. And the courts are backed up because, well, 500,000 people pouring into the country. They get to stay here on our dime. And what's most shocking is committees have admitted that temporary foreign workers that we're told to go home, that we're told your time is up, they have no way of tracking them down to make sure they've left. They've just said, well, we asked them to leave. We just hope that they did. What do you think happens to these asylum seekers when they're told, yeah, you can't stay. You got to go home. The problem in this country is that people are being labeled as racist, misogynist, ists and isms for standing up for their flag, for having pride in their national flag to say, hey, this is our country and we need to look after our interests. I will firmly say, and I will always say, that what Canada needs right now is strong Canadians, not afraid of their heritage. We need strong Canadians and not weak, self-hating traitors. Anybody who wants to virtue signal and say, oh, but we got to keep the borders open, we got to bring more people in, we just got to, it's all for the benefit of Canada. Look after your home first, as Pierre says. Look after Canadians first. Get your debt handled. Get your house in order. Clean up. If you have extra at the end of the day, if there's things there that can't satisfy Canadian, like people make the argument, I've heard it in the United States before, well, Mexicans come into America because they're doing the jobs. Wasn't it the Kardashians who got canceled for that? Somebody who said it. Well, they're doing the jobs that we don't want to do. It's such a stupid argument. There's no jobs right now in Canada for Canadians. And DEI hire policies make it impossible for Canadians to get jobs while businesses reap the benefits of being subsidized for hiring woke DEI employees and those who come in from other countries, foreign trade workers, temporary foreign workers. See, you got to be accurate because you don't want to get slapped with anything by YouTube. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree with Pierre? Do you think Pierre's back? What do you think about the 100% tariffs? What do you think that's going to do for a booming movie industry and film industry in Canada? Let me know your thoughts down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video's earned your subscription. Boy, we're climbing at an astronomical rate right now. We're doing about 1,000 subs every couple of days. Join us here on the channel and join me live every Wednesday and Friday night for Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays, Friday Night Fringe Friday nights, where I sit down with the beautiful Mrs. Fringe and we talk about everything that's happened this week in politics, everything we know that's coming up ahead, as well as Q&A within the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say outside of making these videos. I most importantly look forward to hearing what you have to say this Wednesday and Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one.